Section 1, What the Stoics Actually Said About the Mob. Epictetus, a slave who became Rome's most demanding philosopher, taught one rule above all. He called it the dichotomy of control. He wrote, "Some things are up to us and some are not. Our opinions are up to us, our impulses, our desires. Our bodies are not up to us, nor our possessions, our reputations, or our public offices." Read that last word again. Reputations. Your reputation is not up to you. It never was. It belongs to other people. The Stoics knew this 2,000 years before Twitter existed. Marcus took the teaching deeper. In Meditations, Book 12, he writes, "It never ceases to amaze me, we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." That is the diagnosis of every cancellation in history. A stranger types a sentence. A mob agrees. And the cancelled person, who has lived inside their own mind for 40 years, suddenly trusts 1,000 people who have known them for 40 seconds. But here is what nobody tells you. The Stoics did not say ignore them. That is the modern misreading. They said something stranger, something almost embarrassing in its honesty. We will get to it in the final section, and that is where it gets counterintuitive. If this is landing, save this video. You will want to come back to it the next time the mob turns. Because it will turn again. It always does. And the line Marcus gave us only works if you have practiced it before the storm arrives. Section 2, Marcus in his own storm. Year 175 AD. Marcus is on the Danube frontier, fighting a brutal war he never wanted. Word reaches him that his most trusted general, Avidius Cassius, has declared himself emperor. The story spreading across the empire is that Marcus is dead. Cassius believes it. Half of Rome believes it. Marcus is being cancelled in the most literal sense possible. His reputation, his legacy, his very existence, denied by men who used to call themselves his friends. What does he do? He does not write a defense. He does not issue a denial. He opens his private notebook and he writes to himself, in the second person. That is the answer to one of our open questions. Marcus wrote in the second person because he was training his own mind, not performing for an audience. He was the audience. And what he writes, in Book 7, is this: it is not the things themselves that disturb people, but their judgments about those things. When we are frustrated, angry, or unhappy, never blame someone else but ourselves, that is, our judgments. Cassius died 3 months later. The rebellion collapsed. Marcus reportedly wept, not from victory, but because he had wanted to forgive the man in person. That is the second answer. Marcus was afraid, yes, even an emperor feels fear, but he was afraid of the wrong reaction inside himself, not of the mob outside. He understood that the cancellation was not happening on the frontier or in the Senate. It was happening in his own head. And only he had the keys to that room. But the line, the 8-word line you came for, he writes in Book 2. And it is shorter and stranger than you expect. Section 3, say this one line. Book 2 of Meditations. Marcus writes to himself, they cannot admire you, then admire yourself. That is the line. 8 words. And it sounds almost arrogant, until you understand what it means. It does not mean be vain. It means, if the world refuses to acknowledge that you are doing the work, that you are honest, that you are trying, then you must become the witness. You must see yourself clearly. You must hold the standard yourself, because the crowd has given up the right to hold it for you. This is the counterintuitive twist most modern Stoic content misses. The Stoics did not teach you to stop caring. They taught you to care about the right judge, and that judge is your own reason, not 5,000 strangers. Here is the practice. 3 steps. Use them the next time it happens, and it will happen. 1. The morning rehearsal. Marcus opened every day with this thought, paraphrased from Book 2, today I will meet people who are ungrateful, arrogant, treacherous, envious. He did not avoid this thought. He greeted it. You do the same. 5 seconds before you open your phone, name the worst response you might see. You will be ready. 2. The witness move. The moment you see the comment, the message, the silence from someone who used to like you, pause. Do not type. Ask one Epictetan question: is this up to me? If yes, act. If no, return to your own desk. 3. Say the line. Out loud or in your head. They cannot admire you, then admire yourself. Then list, silently, 3 things you did this week that no algorithm tracked. The call you made. The patient sentence you wrote. The temptation you walked past. That is the Stoic cure for cancellation. Not retreat. Not revenge. A return to your own court of judgment, the only one Marcus ever trusted, the only one Epictetus said was your own. Drop it in the comments. Have you ever said something out loud, in private, that brought you back to yourself? What was the line? CTA, if this is changing how you see the noise, subscribe and hit the bell icon. Daily Stoic wisdom from Marcus, Seneca, and Epictetus, the practice of staying yourself when the world tries to rewrite you. But that is only half the story. The next part is where most people get this completely wrong, and that is what I unpack on this channel every day. Oh Utero, one last thought. Marcus wrote his meditations for an audience of one, himself. He never expected you to read them. He certainly never expected them to outlive the empire he ruled. But here you are, 18 centuries later, holding the same line. The crowd forgets. The work remains. Say the line tomorrow morning before you open your phone. If this hit, my video on Seneca's letter about reputation, the one he wrote from exile, will make even more sense now. Watch that one next. It is the other half of the answer. Marcus Aurelius wrote 8 words in his private notebook that he used to walk through the worst cancellation of his life, a rebellion led by his closest friend, Avidius Cassius. 2,000 years later, those 8 words are still the cleanest answer Stoicism offers to public shame, online pile-ons, and the modern mob. In this video we unpack the dichotomy of control from Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius's actual response when Rome believed he was dead, and a 3-step Stoic practice you can use the next morning to hold your own standard when the crowd refuses to. Drawing on Meditations Book 2, Book 7, and Book 12, plus the discourses of Epictetus, this is ancient Stoic philosophy applied to the specific situation you will face this week. Timestamps: midnight. The line Marcus repeated when Rome turned on him. 0:45 Why your reputation was never yours. 3 o'clock Marcus on the Danube, the rebellion of Avidius Cassius. 6 o'clock Say this one line, the 3-step practice. 12 o'clock What Seneca wrote from exile. Subscribe and hit the bell for daily Stoic wisdom from Marcus, Seneca, and Epictetus. Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius' Stoic philosophy.